Hello and welcome to the latest instalment of the blog Off Grid and Ignorant in Portugal, here on the audio version. This week's dispatch is called Birthday Presents, a foot in the town, a place in the country, and is accompanied by a very loud bird and a slightly annoying cat. Come on, Val. Val. Go on. Birthday presents can reveal a lot about one's age, stage of life, and current circumstances, and this couldn't have been closer to the truth than on the occasion of my 53rd birthday. I mean, these couldn't have been much more self-explanatory. 2 checkered shirts, working dungarees with lots of pockets, steel-capped safety boots, and a 2-pack of crowbars. I guess it means there's stuff to do in the country. We are, of course, all aware that Darth Vader knew what Luke Skywalker was getting for his birthday because he felt his presence. But I imagine even the Force wouldn't have helped the bloke in the black cape work out what was in the long and extremely heavy silver-wrapped box. In retrospect, the clue which Anna always writes on presents should have given it away. But in my defence, I had just woken up. "Where murders of these would go," it said. Adding, "for a drink," still didn't help me, but it was a high bar. "Of course," I exclaimed as I excitedly ripped off the wrapping paper, forgetting how I'd mentioned a while ago how much I wanted a new crowbar. But why 2, you might ask? Well, either, like dogs, you can never have too many crowbars, or Lidl were doing a special 2-pack deal, and you can never have too many crowbars. Itching as I was to get outside with excellent foot protection, carrying loads of tools in my dungaree pockets to start crowbarring things, there was a birthday to celebrate. And so the most colourful of the fabulous checkered shirts was the first present to be pressed into use, once I'd enjoyed my fabulous birthday sandwiches and coffee, despite the kind offer from the dogs to share. Lunch with Anna and neighbour Daniel, during one of his fleeting visits to the valley, was at our favourite clifftop restaurant Osakash, and then it was back to the clubhouse via the beach to continue the celebrations. A January birthday is always a nice lift after the post-holiday come-down, but the holidays extended themselves this year, as we were lucky enough to have our daughter Oda and her boyfriend Derek staying with us from mid-December well into the new year. Derek also celebrated his birthday before Christmas with a trip to the birthday beach and a stunning lunch of all his favourite things. We found an amazing straight-from-the-source oyster supplier, with thanks to our friend David, and our butcher considers bone marrow to be only suitable for dogs, which makes it considerably cheaper than Los Angeles. Our present, and the theme of all his birthday sandwiches, was a night in a castle, and so we took the guys to the fantastic Estremoz Pousada in the Alentejo interior. Derek really enjoyed the trip, the meals, the experience, and to be honest, his baggage allowance wouldn't really have stretched to 1, let alone 2 crowbars to take back to LA. A few projects were ticked off at the farm, including getting the raised beds built, but we also took advantage of a slow tourist month to take a couple of trips up to Lisbon to stay at our flat and enjoy some city time in our suitably named Estrela neighbourhood. The Calçada cobbled pavements in that part of Lisbon feature various black star designs, which inspired those arranged in a constellation on our limestone deck here in the valley. We're just across the road from the landmark Basilica de Estrela, and one of my favourite places in the world, and certainly one of Simon's favourites, is the Jardim da Estrela. Dating back to 1842, it was designed in the style of an English garden and has the most incredible mature trees, towering palms reminiscent of LA with matching streetlights, and giant spirit trees like the one under which we were married in Bangkok. Parrots play in the treetops, ducks do their thing in the ponds, and a peacock puts in the occasional appearance. Sculptures and statues, an old bandstand, lawns, coffee kiosks, a giant children's playground and a maze of paths makes it the go-to place for workout classes, dog walks, and for happy hour. Simon, the ageing Hollywood dog, is utterly in his element there, spending hours piecing together the P-mail stories of every dog in Lisbon and becoming less obedient and more food-obsessed with age. Garfunkel is less keen. Order, security and control are what cattle dogs pine for, not the chaotic city sounds of trams and traffic. There are only two safe spaces for Garfy in Lisbon: the flat and the big red box of freedom, which magically transported him here from his rural home at great speed and can just as magically take him back. Most trips to Lisbon involve the running repairs required from a short-term rental property, and it's a good yardstick as to how far my tinkering skills have come. I'm pleased to report replacing toilets, fitting ceiling lights, extensive drain cleaning, and advanced shower replacement are now firmly in my repertoire. The place is back to being tip-top, so if you fancy a stay in Lisbon, go onto the website, check out the listing on Airbnb, and if you have some dates in mind, please contact us directly. There's lots of photographs on there as well, so as usual, go on the website as well, Off-Grid and Ignorant in Portugal. Lisbon wasn't all work. We discovered some wonderful new wine bars and restaurants, and were honoured to attend our friend Mauro's 40th birthday bash in the very cool Fábrica Braço de Prata. It's a former munitions factory in the artsy Marvila neighbourhood of Lisbon, close to the river between the city centre and the Parque de Nações. It's an area emerging from an old industrial zone to give vibes of San Francisco, when artists could still afford to live there. It was fantastic to wander the art space and meet Mauro and Rita's friends and family, and, in the same week as my birthday, be treated to my own cake. I do hope Mauro wears that Alentejo farmer's flat cap we brought him from the countryside. Back in the valley, outdoor work has taken a bit of a back seat, as a decent bout of rain has kept us indoors, making sure all the animals are warm enough. With the rain coming down and amid cloudy skies, there's something strangely exciting about having a hot shower, knowing the water was heated at the same time as we were, courtesy of the roaring wood fire. And there's something even more exciting about watching a 200,000-litre pillow tank gradually filling up with rainwater to see us through the summer. We've been staying in each new unit, making sure it's comfortable and properly equipped, casting a critical eye across everything, making tweaks and improvements as we go. The list of DIY tasks never seems to get any shorter, but the slow, calm approach to craft work makes it more of a hobby than a chore. Anyway, a higher priority right now is to make sure all those people who will love the calm, the serenity, and the undiscovered beauty of this place will find us. We've been plotting and scheming marketing strategies, planning retreat proposals, making lists of people to approach, and getting down to the serious matter of website construction. If running a retreat, or just attending one, is something you'd like to do with us, please get in touch. The next date for your diaries is Saturday, March the 1st, when we're planning our next wine weekend of tastings and dinner at Val das Estrelas, with a chance to stay over. We've decided this time to celebrate the French grape that Portugal has made its own, Alicante Bouschet. We'll be hosting a dinner with the amazing Mouchau winery and our great friend Baptiste Carrière Pradal, who will be visiting the valley with his family wines. The Alicante Bouschet grape has been a personal obsession for a little while now, and there'll be a new podcast episode coming out very soon. So if you haven't signed up for the big Portuguese wine adventure, now's your chance. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. Speak to you soon.